Hey, we're live from 304 Studios in Jonesboro, Arkansas. This is an STSpod.club production. This is our 7th annual Observing the Observer Wrestle Kingdom. And this is for Wrestle Kingdom 20. I'm BT, and over there is Mr. Z. Mr. Z, how the hell are you today?
It is cold. It is cold. It is cold out here.
My ass. You don't know what cold is in California. We don't, I say that, but in Arkansas, we hardly ever go below zero. We stay in. But today it's a beautiful 51 degrees and sunny, and enjoying it. Raw was on earlier today, so I thought we would go live here tonight, so people have something else to watch. And the Observer that came out in the official date was today, 1.12, 2026. So we're observing the Observer from today, talking about Wrestle Kingdom. Put your, I put the Rebound podcast up above there, above STSpod.club. But put your stuff over real quick, and then we'll get started. I got some facts about the show.
Hey, here we go. It's Mark Out or Get Out podcast live on YouTube. Myself, Mrs. Z, you'll catch both of us on YouTube. You'll catch the Rebound podcast every Wednesday, and then Unfiltered Wrestle Talk at least twice a month. You'll catch it, and that's when everyone gets to embrace Mrs. Z when she's on air.
I caught a couple of those, and then you have this right here will be simulcast on your YouTube and on my YouTube and everywhere else that we put it. So if you don't listen to one, you can listen to both of them, or you can go search out the Rebound podcast. If you're not listening to that, or you want to reach out, you want to actually search Mark, what'd you say now? I'm so sorry. I forget all that.
Mark Out or Get Out podcast.
And that's the name of the YouTube page, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So y'all search that on YouTube. I'll have it in the description too. I'll have a link to it so you can go to it. You cover mostly New Japan stuff, and then with me, and I'm gonna just be open with everyone. My last stuff was G1, which we covered. We did a pre-show, then we came and did the tournament, the countdown. And then I wait because I'm burnt out. I'm just totally burnt out on New Japan at the time. I start back up with this, but sometimes I don't even come back until the G1 like I did last year. So I'm going to have some questions on some of these people that you probably, you'll have the answers. Just put it that way.
Yes,
Real
sir.
quick, in the Observer, it says it was a huge success. Besides the event sellout of 46,000 people, it was the largest paid actual attendance for a pro wrestling event in Japan since Antonio Inoki's retirement in 1998. They destroyed the old record with 155 live streams watching the show on New Japan. The old record was Kenny Omega and Will Ospreay and Jay White against Okada, and that was 92,000. Dave made a point to say this, that there's people from the U.S. that watch it that didn't watch it live when it was streaming. But it shows you how many people were so interested in this show. It was going to be on live television, but they were getting New Japan World to watch it also in Japan. And you know why. It was a retirement, but there was also, and we'll talk about him as we go, a big star on this show. And if you don't know anything about him, I did a little look up on him, and we'll talk about him when we get there. We're going to start with the New Japan World Television Championship, El Phantasmo against Chris Brookes. What's your thoughts on these two guys?
I haven't seen much of Chris Brookes. I've heard of him, but not much. I didn't see much of him. This was my first time seeing him work. Solid. I hands down, the match was solid. And speaking of El Phantasmo, we'll get into what I've seen today that was little disturbing, but it is what it is. But we'll talk more about that once we get to his
all right.
result.
Yeah, we got Patreon. We got halftime also. Dave gave it 3.5 stars. I gave it 3 stars. Pretty much same. I'm a big Elfaz. I can't even say his name. ELP. How's that? ELP
There we
fan.
go. There we go.
I like him a lot. He always puts out, works really hard. Bret Hart gear. I like that gear. What about you?
Yeah, that was a nice touch. It was a very nice touch.
It was fun. It was fun. We then had the never open weight 6-man tag team championship Tornado. Now, this is spelt a couple of ways in all over the internet. So they say a Ranbo match.
Right.
And some people call it a Rambo match. What have you heard it as?
I've heard it as a Ranbo or a Rambo. I've heard both. But I run it the same way they do. It's a Ranbo. That's how they describe it. But I mean, I'm to each their own.
What was your any takeaway from this? I had a couple of things.
Matches like this are very hard for me to follow because I'm like, okay, who's the legal man? Who's in it right now? I was more confused the whole time. Plus, mind you, it's 11 midnight when I'm watching it, so it is what it is.
We got a 45-year-old guy on TMDX team who's finally got his chance. Did you hear his story where he actually did a tryout 16 years ago?
Yeah.
And they didn't put him in a dojo or anything, and now he's back with New Japan. This was also Tiger Mask's final match in the Tokyo Dome.
Right.
Was he? He was so brown. I want to say the tan was really a lot of people were real tan on this show, but he might have been the best one. And all these guys, well, no, there was a couple of guys. That,
first off, I gotta comment on Tiger Mask. Mrs. Z, for some reason, was very attracted to him. She was like, "I like him. I like the look. The look's good."
I have been a Tiger Mask fan since, and we actually reviewed a match coming up for one of the other shows where we talked about the Eddie Gilbert Tiger Mask match that aired that many people have seen. And Tiger Mask was always one of my favorite wrestlers growing up because he was so different. And even Sama, if you go back and look, he is still so much faster, even than some of the guys like Ospreay and Kyle Fletcher and so forth. There's a speed there and I'm going to tell you who it reminds me of is Bruce Lee. Is what it reminds. I know he's not as fast as Bruce Lee. Don't get me wrong, but I really that's what I see when I see him is the speed of Bruce Lee. Meltzer ended up giving it. We had 2 stars. I liked it a lot better than that. Like you said, it was all over the place, and we had a TMDK win, and I gave it 3.5 stars. So I had a fun time with it.
Yeah, no, it was a solid match. Again, like you said, it just seeing Tiger Mask, and you always wonder who's under it because so many people have donned that mask. That mask is legendary.
Is it 7? Was he 7 or 8? I can't remember.
I think he's 8 because I know Eddie Guerrero was 3 or 4.
No, Eddie was Black Tiger.
It was Black Tiger. Okay.
Oh, he was the heel version.
Yes.
See, Black Tiger's from his nemesis in the comic book.
Oh yeah, and either way, it was still like anytime someone dons those masks. I mean, you have a certain mystique you need to keep, and whoever's under it right now is beautiful. I love it.
Yeah, well, we've seen the end of his. I think doing the last 7 years, the last 3 or 4 years, so forth, have been kind of the end of his career, and seeing him in those opening matches and so forth, I just not a big fan of them putting him like that. I in my mind, even though he is the 7th or 8th one, he is a star of Tiger Mask. So, all right, up next we got the girls match. Now help me with those names there.
The IWGP Women's Champion is Syuri. Your Strong Women's Champion is Saya.
Saya, what's her last name?
Kamitani. So,
I was never seen these two girls before. I don't watch Stardom. I like Saya. I liked her a lot. She won, right? She was the one that won.
Yes.
I was surprised. I don't like not a huge fan of girls wrestling. There is some girls I like, but I don't like this style as much as I did when, the Crush Girls and Jumping Bob Angels back in the day. This is kind of the evolution of that. But these girls, put on a hell of a show, not a long match, 12 minutes. I gave it 3.75 stars. And I believe Meltzer gave it, he gave it a lot more. Just let me see what he gave it. He gave it 4.5 stars. So what was your thoughts on this match?
Oh, give me a second. Wow. I've never seen Dave appreciate a women's match. Let's just leave it at that.
Well, if it's the Japanese girls, he really seems to like them. And I've seen him give some stars. I don't give stars anymore unless we're doing Observer the Observer, because I think they've just been just crap
watered down.
Yes, very much so, with as many stars. And then, we're going to talk about one of them on this show that he even gave too many, I thought. Up next, the 10-man tag match. I really like this match. I like a lot of guys in the ring here. Andrade is back in New Japan, and I love him, Mr. Z.
Yeah.
He's one of my favorites. He really is.
Real quick, before we get on to this match, I want to just say something right here. Andrade is one of those guys, if you give him the right home and give him the right environment, he could be a star anywhere. You just got to give him that chance. But I think he has that.
Yeah, he just has that. It's charisma. It's stuff that's not taught. He's the only thing that made him not get over in the United States, I'm going to say, was he never could really learn English, and you could not understand what he was saying. Unfortunately, it was broken, too bad of broken English. But we had one of our favorites, mine and your favorite, Gabe Kidd in there. And him and Gabe Kidd had at the very front, I thought they were going to just do the whole match. Good stuff.
I was hoping, because I was like, now we got something cooking. And I don't know what it is. It's maybe how Kidd carries himself, but man, he just walks around like he's the biggest star.
There's rumors that both of the main feds here with WWE and AEW are looking to sign him. I'm a WWE fan, not much of an AEW fan. Yeah. So I'm going to push for them to. I'm going to push for them to do that. But he reminds me, and I've said this, me and you, when we was doing our last show, he reminds me of Daniel Bryan. And that's that's the position I would put him in, is the Daniel Bryan role. Good match. Drilla was brown too. He'd been in that tanning bed. Hanari? Okay, so let's talk about Hanari.
Yeah.
Dude, he had a tattoo on his face. Was it not real when he had the tattoo? Because I thought it was.
I thought it was.
I thought it was too. They made a big deal about he sat in a jungle, and they did that. They took the little thing, instead of a pen or a needle, they took the hammer, and they took the little stone and did that. They made a big deal about that. And I was like, as soon as I saw him, I said, man, he's lean now. He looks good. Yeah. And then I was like, what? Where's his tattoo? And I know there's going to be somebody watching this or listening to it is going to say, you big dummy BT, that it wasn't a real tattoo, but I really thought it was. Newman. Oh, wow. Newman is so good, man. He is so good, ain't he?
He needed this. Honestly, this one right here, I felt like this was his breakout right here. This match, if you wasn't serious about him then, you need to take him serious now.
Yeah, perfect.
Good.
Perfect.
Yeah.
That was perfect on what you just said there. To me, he reminds me a lot of Kyle Fletcher, Ospreay, the way they work. And and that's probably what he's trying to do because he's a big Ospreay fan and a big probably that's who he is emulating.
Yes.
But he is real smooth. I'm excited to see what happens with him in the future. Got something to say about this match though. Jake Lee, come on. They tried him earlier in the G1, not last year, but the year before.
Yeah.
He has zero charisma. We talk about charisma. This guy's zero. What's your thoughts on Jake Lee?
He's about as smooth as a wet paper bag, and I don't care who hears it. He's one of, okay, and I compared him to an indie wrestler out here. Big guy, great worker, but just no charisma.
I don't even know if he's a great worker. And that hair, he changed his hair. And his hair is all over the place. He does have a different look. I like the old look, but I never could get into him. I was surprised, and we'll talk about at the end of the main event what had happened, or not the main event, but of the IWGP title match. Yeah. Dave gave it 3.75 stars. No, I gave it 3.75 stars, and Dave gave it 4 stars. Good match, solid. Pretty much agreed on that match. Hey, man, we're fixing to take a quick commercial break, and when we get back, we're going to do what we like to call it halftime.
Don't miss Memphis Wrestling Live in 2026. Sunday, January 18th. Don't miss our blockbuster anniversary Super Bout 5 featuring the Undead Bride, Su Yung. Sunday, February 15th. Who will win King Cobra's Cup? Monday, February 16th, WWE Raw returns to FedEx Forum in Memphis. Pre-game with us at Ghost River on Beale Street. All tickets are on sale now. Get yours right now at memphiswrestling.tv.
Wrestling fans, are you ready? Every Friday night in Osceola, Arkansas, MCW, the legacy continues. Live, hard-hitting, family-friendly wrestling action every Friday night at the MCW Arena, located at 1098 West Kaiser. Doors open at 6:30 and the action starts at 8 p.m. sharp. Don't miss your chance to see the stars of MCW battling out in the ring, rivals, drama, and slam-packed action. Here's what I want you to do. If you have any questions, I want you to search Facebook for Osceola's Mid-Southern Championship Wrestling. All ticket information, how to get your ticket, what time the show starts, everything right there on Facebook. All tickets are on sale right now. Be there! Try to break the street, it's a no-go. It's a no-go. You ain't know I'm a pro. They couldn't keep us out the building, the time of legend. And now I'm talking to a future. All right, Thank you for dancing with me. A lot of people won't dance with me.
I always dance. Real quick, can someone get me out to Memphis to meet Su Yung, please?
Hey, remind me, I got a great Su Yung story for Patreon only because it's not G-rated. Let's just say that, okay?
Okay, got you.
It's not G-rated, so it's only for Patreon. Subscribe to our Patreon there, and it's on the screen. And we got a really hot show called Hot Mics right now that we do after our USWA, and it's just us talking about. I give a lot of stories about my life, so it's kind of fun. What we want to talk about, and now we're not doing no spoilers because we can't do spoilers for a show that's 8 days old. So we're going to talk halftime about Tsuji being who I always want to call Tsuji. Because of that T in his name, Tsuji being champ. So, Mr. Z, you tell me, what is your thoughts on him being the champion? Is he it? Is he gonna help New Japan?
He might help them through this small period of transitioning from, stables splitting and going away. He's a good placeholder, but he's not the champ to lead him through.
Yeah. I just like him a lot. I want to say you're wrong, but I can get what you're saying. But I'm a huge fan of his. And
he's got his look is great. He's got a great look, but after a couple of fans telling me how he is at meet and greets, I'm like, okay, I can't. You gotta get the language barrier in there, folks. He's not the rude one. You got to talk to the handlers.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah, he can't do that. I love the whole presentation. It looks like he's dropped since the G1. It looks like he's dropped probably 15, 20 pounds.
Yeah.
And that's helped him out. Very athletic, an athletic guy, very handsome, good looking, young. I mean, it reminds me when I say that, I'm saying, I always used to joke about Okada was my boyfriend. But he is, he's good looking like Okada.
He's got that carbon copy look. And it's great.
And that smile.
Yeah.
To me, it's one of those things that now, if I was training guys right now and I was talking to young talent, I would tell them, Mr. Z, don't ever effing smile when you're out there, especially if you're getting beat up. Yeah. But there's something about him when he does it that you go, oh shit, something's fixing to happen. And a big guy like he is, he does stuff that big guys shouldn't be able to do. And he is a bigger guy than those guys that came from the dojo during those young boys. He's the biggest one of the three there that they call themselves the new Three Musketeers, but somebody did put it that way. Oh, yeah. But he is the bigger one. I like him. I hope we see some success with him. And I hope they turn things around and we're able to take this show and come out of it. A lot of changes going on, and we can talk about that on Patreon too at the show afterwards.
Yeah.
We got rid of something. It's not going to exist in New Japan anymore, and you got it up there hanging, and you're wearing it on your shirt. Mm-hmm. It's going to be the end of it's the end of an era. I want to tell you, just a total end of an era. No more Bullet Club. What's your thoughts on that?
It hurts because we were around I was around for the beginning. I watched it. I watched it from the very beginning when it formed. Although I was getting it via tapes, but it's okay. It's okay.
Yeah.
I just aged just there. But it is. It really is. And speaking of an end of an era, I'll be going to Big Time Wrestling in Newark, California next Friday.
Oh, wow.
Chris Bay will be there.
Oh, awesome.
So I will be getting him to sign this flag first. That's the goal. I will get everybody I can to just sign it so I can fold it.
I don't blame you. I would too. The Good Brothers were at Memphis Wrestling this past Saturday on the Grind City Rumble. And I didn't watch this until late Saturday, so I didn't know and then started reading everything and found out we're done with the Bullet Club. So that's crazy. All right, guys, we call that halftime. Let's get back to the show. All right. We had next up, and this, Dave put this over big time. And you see, me not being watching New Japan, all year long, but this Aaron Wolf guy, he has lots of credentials, right?
Mm-hmm. He does.
An Olympic guy. He was huge, winning lots of judo stuff. And I know people say judo stuff, but whatever. But fans were turning in on the show to see him instead of Tanahashi's retirement. You had a majority of people wanted to see Aaron Wolf's debut. And he came out with his head shaved, wearing young boy tights.
Yes.
And I was like, what? I figured he'd have his gi on. He'd do some, he did do some throws, but I'm just saying, I figured he'd have his gi on. So I want to go back into the match and see if you saw it. Did you see how blown up he got about 2 minutes in?
Yeah.
He was breathing. They actually asked him if he's okay.
Yeah.
He was breathing heavy. And the thought of that is he's such an athlete, but it is so much adrenaline to walk that distance, but there's that full Tokyo Dome, and the biggest crowd I've ever been in front of was maybe 12 or 1,400 people. So I can't tell you, what that would feel like, but I can tell you I've walked out before, all excited. I always put my head down right before I went out and said, let's don't get hurt. I mean, that was all I was worried. I don't care if we screwed up the finish. I don't care what we did. Just don't get hurt. And as I walk out and get to the ring, I've got in the ring before and felt like we had already done the match.
Yeah.
And that is exactly what he had done. And they talk, a lot of wrestlers talk about this. You can do all the cardio you want, but it's the adrenaline that happens. And it's the crowd that happens when you step out. What was your thoughts? Being this is his first match, what was your thoughts on him?
Perfect opponent. Hands down.
Oh, yes. I thought so too.
Perfect opponent. I was excited to see his debut. I really liked his look before the Kingdom. And when he came out as a young boy, I was like, why?
Yeah. Evil said something about that in a pre-interview. Said he wanted him to come out because he's a nobody kind of thing. Evil was probably the perfect opponent, as you said, because they also did all the shenanigans of the House of Torture, which took away. Very smart, smoke and mirrors is what they call it.
And that's what they did.
Yeah, it took away the idea that you got a guy doing his first match, and as we say in the South, that man was tarred. He was tarred, Mr. Z. After about 5 minutes, he was tarred.
Yeah, I get a text. Mind you, I'm watching this late. I get a text from one of my boys he was I guess he was
shout
at the
out
airport.
To him. Shout out to who was it?
It was one of my good friends, and
all right.
He don't want me to put him on, but shout out to my boy over there. You know where you're at. You're not even in this country right now. He hits me up. He's at the airport, and he's like, dude. He goes, he cannot be blown up.
Oh yeah, he was. Yeah, he was. He was blown up. That one point, I really thought he passed out. I really did. The first time he blowed up. I was impressed with him, this being his first match. I knew there was a lot of hoopla when it comes to him. Me and you both, we love Evil. We love the whole House of Torture. We love the bullshit, the shenanigans. We like that kind of stuff. And I thought they did a fantastic job on it. Dave, I gave this match like 2 stars. Dave gave it 3.5, which I was shocked to see him do that. But what Dave said was pretty much what I said, just got through saying, was that the smoke and mirrors and Evil helped. Evil submitted at the end, which I think made It was a perfect ending too.
Oh,
Didn't you
yeah.
think so? Yeah.
I
thought that was a perfect ending.
When it went down like that, I said you couldn't have done that better. There was no way.
Man, I skipped the match, so we're going to go ahead and talk about it next. It was the 4-way for the IWGP Junior title. I skipped the match. I didn't mean to skip it, but 7 minutes and 35 seconds. What? WTF, guys? Come on. And they did not stop. They did not stop it.
No. The junior heavyweights are insane. Let's just leave it at that.
Just crazy. Just everything was just boom, boom, boom. If you want to watch a boom, boom, boom match, you go out of your way to watch this one. And it's fun to see the guys that's in this match. They're all very talented. And let me see. Dave gave it 3 stars. And I think that's what I gave it. I got too many windows open.
You're good.
That's what I gave it, I think. See, we got the 6-man with 10-man. WGP Junior. Well, yeah, that's what I gave it to. So I thought it was too quick. It was too quick. What do you know about what's his name? Koshi.
Koshi Fujita?
Yeah, what you know about him?
He is. We already know he's with TMDK. That is one half of the Ichiban Sweet Boys. Good worker. I felt like he really did. He carried himself very well in this one. I haven't seen him very much do singles competition because he's always with ZSJ or he's with someone else. But he looked really good as a singles guy for this one.
I thought he did too. Fantastic match. Like I said, if you want to watch, it was only about 3 stars, but it's a plus. Thumbs up, thumbs down. You'd have to give it a thumbs up match.
Oh yeah,
too quick for me, but really fun. Then we get into 2 main matches. Suji beat. Wait, I gotta get my video. I mean my sound bite here ready for this. He beat Kunosuke Takeshita for the title. Excellent match.
Yes.
These 2 guys, just unbelievable what Takeshita has done. I remember picking him as a rising star, the breakout star, like 2 years ago. I had seen him on the Indies. I seen him in DDT. And so I had picked him, and I remember my co-host was like, I don't see much in him. And then now I just want to text him and say, oh, did you see every match he's had this past year? So good.
He is really good.
And this match had me popping like, I'm huge. I was a huge fan of both guys. So the near falls, the ending was perfect. Dave giving it 5 stars. I gave it 5 stars. I love the finish. He did the finish with the Boston Crab, which is the very first move, or the move that all the young boys use as their finisher. Loved it. So smart. 5 stars. I gave it 5 stars. What was your thoughts about?
I thought first it was great, and like we already speak highly of Suji. And obviously Takeshita, beautifully done. The whole this whole year has been insane for that man. He has been great. And I mean, as much as we try to not knock AEW, I feel like he's come to his own. I felt like that time with in the States. Excursions, folks. Excursions are key.
Yeah, I talked about Suji on the podcast on the Hot Mics. When we talked about we did that on USWA because we had some. It was 1987. We had a guy come to work for Memphis who ended up working for New Japan, and I was like, "This is typical." He was wearing the Young Boy stuff. Yes. And I cracked up because he didn't have a gimmick or anything, but that's what it's all about. But I want to tell you, I say I don't watch AEW a lot anymore at all, and I don't really crap on them as much as I used to.
Yeah.
But there's so many like I'm a fan of Kyle Fletcher. I'm a fan of Ospreay. I'm a fan of this guy. I'm a fan. I mean, there's so many guys in Don Callis. I've always been a huge fan of Don Callis. The guys that I'm fans of. But I sometimes, when they do those matches, it's not that I'm shitting on them. It's that I don't want to see somebody die. It's like I really liked Darby Allin at first because he was so different than any professional wrestler. But I said this before. I already said this. I think this week, but he's going to be one of those guys that dies in the ring.
That's the unfortunate, and I love the gimmick. I love his persona. I love what he does. But it's one of those things. It's like, somebody please tell him, tone it down. Save those bumps for big moments. You don't need to do it every match.
Yeah.
And
we could spend a whole episode on psychology and the stuff that they're missing, and it's really crazy. This was at the end, we had Jake Lee come out and jump and make the challenge and all that kind of stuff. This is the same exact booking Gato did years ago with Kenta and Naito, and they sold out the next show that they did against each other. I don't know if this guy is the guy they should have picked. There was a whole lot of guys on this roster that could have got that spot, and they put it. Now, Jake has a history in Japan that seems to be, he's won the big belts on the other promotions, and he led a promotion. So, I mean, I don't know how the gates was during that, but, they don't have huge gates anyway. But, yeah. I'm interested to see what they end up doing with him. They're not going to put the belt on him right offhand, but it should be really good. All right.
I was real quick. We talked about the Boston Crab. That's the number one move. All young boys learn.
Oh, yeah.
I put it out there on the Rebound this week. That's not the first time I've seen a Boston Crab win a title. I actually seen it many years ago with a couple of indie wrestlers. You never know when it's going to win a belt.
That's true. I'm going to tell you something. It hurts like hell.
Yeah.
If somebody puts it on you legit and sets back, I had this kid do it on me. We were doing a promo in the ring, and he was a local guy, and that was what he was going to do as his finisher. And this was like his first or second time. I said, look, when you come out and you run my guy off and you keep me in the ring, I want you to bump me, grab my legs, take control. Mm-hmm. I'm not doing anything. I'm letting you, I'm not even going to try to flip. I'm going to let you do it, because he was so green.
Yeah.
Damn, Mr. Z, I thought I died that night in that hole. My back said, I was like, oh my God. It didn't hurt afterwards, but it was hurting like hell when I was in it. All right, let's get to the main event. Tanahashi's retirement match went 33 minutes. The match before it went almost 30 minutes. Okada and I knew that Okada was going to beat Tanahashi. Yeah. Here's something, since I don't watch AEW a lot, Okada looks so small. He looks like if you look at him when he left New Japan and now, he's lost a lot of weight, and not in a good way. No. And I love I like the blonde hair. I don't like this hair. But guess what? It was an excellent match. Tanahashi did everything he always did, a little slower. Those knees, his knees hurt me. And especially, when he jumps from the top turnbuckle to the floor. But just a classic match. I gave it 5 stars. Dave gave it 6, which, boo. I hate 6 stars. Yeah. But just a class. It was exactly what we wanted as fans of Tanahashi. I remember I wasn't watching New Japan at the time, and I had somebody reach out to me, and I don't know who it was, and he said, man, you need to check this guy out in New Japan. He said he's a big star now. And this is when the rise was going, when he was starting to help New Japan draw crowds again. And he said, he reminds me of Shawn Michaels in the sense that he can have a good match with anyone and he works blah, blah, blah. And I always, from that point on, in my mind, called him the Shawn Michaels of Japan. And I think it's perfect. I mean,
Yeah,
this
no,
is
that is perfect.
Yeah. Anything you want to add? He gave it, like I said, I gave it 5. He gave it 6. So.
I think I brought this up. We talked about it on the Rebound. It was an emotional night. I did not expect myself to get emotional about it, but when Okada came out with Gato as Team Chaos Okada, that got me. I was like, this was a love letter to New Japan. That's what this was.
Well, and let's talk about the ending. So we had a lot of guys coming out. That's what got me was when Tanahashi started crying with all these guys walking out that wanted to thank him. We had We had Ospreay. We had, who all did we have? I can't remember.
Ospreay showed up. We had oh my goodness, Jay White came out.
Naito.
Naito came out. That list is endless.
Oh, Muto, Fujinami.
Yes.
Naito came out in a mask. Man, that looked good.
Yeah.
No, a guy came. Yeah.
And then we can't forget that
no, Bushi was in the mask. Yeah.
Yeah, Bushi came out in his mask, and you also had oh
Shibata.
My goodness. Shibata. Yes, there we go. Yeah. And Omega.
Kenny Omega. Yeah. Just that's the kind of stuff. Now Dave made a point that all of that took from the time it ended. So they disappeared. This was 57 minutes after the match had ended. So we had an hour and a half of Tanahashi, and he said it looked like no one had left. Nobody had left it. Crazy. It's great retirement. You can say what you want to about other retirements. I like to see a match. I don't, some people didn't, but I'm just saying that was one of those things where, you knew how it was going to end. And I've seen some matches in the past couple of years with Tanahashi where I was like, oh, man, he really needs to retire. Those knees are god awful. And Muto was like that too.
Yes.
That's what went first with Muto. And, he did the moonsault every fucking match. But yeah.
When they did all that, and I've even said it too, I was like, you want to, like you said, a lot of people weren't a fan of Cena's retirement. I felt like that was necessary. And this whole hour-long curtain call, it was deserved.
I think so too, man. All right, guys. What I want y'all to do is subscribe to Patreon. We're going to talk about the show that happened the next night. Talk about a few other things on the Patreon. You can only get it on our Patreon. So join me and Mr. Z. And by the way, just let everybody know this is the best little wrestling podcast in the business. Be there. And as everyone knows, I love my mama.